So we didn't talk about the Braxis and Nuclear or Warhead Junction here that much, but
it may never be played.
We might just never mention it again, to be honest with you guys. Like, we might only mention it if it's not those for the rest of this split.
Yep, and it is Battlefield. Let's see if Vala actually gets through the first ban phase.
I want to see that good Zeratul. Maybe Zeratul Jaina? Could be, possibly.
Yeah, we saw some Wamba combo comes in when it comes to this Battlefield.
Good's a really solid Zeratul player. Ironically, in lifetime results, he's 1-4, but his plays on Zeratul have been incredible. And it's not like if you look at another MOBA where it's like, oh, well, he lost the matchup, he lost the lane or whatever, he's 1-4, even though they won the games. Like in this, in terms of statistics, you win or lose the game, but his Zeratul plays have been really good despite having a bad record on it. Good games played against some good opponents in this tournament. Vala will be first banned here. And you called it out already. It was a high chance, so we see that removed because she's just so powerful on this map. And we might see Li Ming taken from Good Game. Look at the hover. That Zeratul hover, the respect, but it's actually going to go to Zarya. We might see Li Ming or Zeratul chosen here from GG. If they choose a Malfurion, it would kind of go against what they normally do, and they are going to go with the Li Ming first.
Yep, and GG taking Li Ming. L5 can just continue on that Sergeant Hammer poke if they wish to do so. But with that Li Ming, they can have the same comp Rag with Varian or even Malfurion. They can choose 2 out of those 3. Any 2 out of those 3 would be perfect.
So pick 2 of 3 scenario, and I imagine it's probably going to be Rag with Malfurion. But I think we're looking at either Varian or Ragnaros here. It's going to be Malfurion no matter what. But if they go Ragnaros Varian, we've seen them do it before. It just feels like Malfurion is more powerful right now. And there it is. The Varian will have to wait, G-Clef.
Yep, it will wait, as Swoy can also kind of soft counter Varian with his Kerosene. And Kerosene does get picked somewhat in BOE, as GG highly put Li Ming on their list. Let's see what kind of team comp they actually want to build around Li Ming.
They may Zeratul into the Varian themselves. It's pretty strong. They could also Zeratul into ETC. Healing, not a big problem here for this team. Jaehyun has a large hero pool, can play the Rhaegar pretty well, so they're not worried about Karzim being banned away. And Good, the whole story about this entire game, I feel, is going to be about Good on his Zeratul. Does he get it? Does he play it? How well does he do? That's why I'm focusing so much on Zeratul. Does Zeratul, like, synergize with Li Ming like crazy? It's, like, super prioritizing this part of the draft? No, but for GG, I think it's wise to take him here. But they're going to go Tychus instead with that ETC I mentioned. A bit of an unusual draft in terms of what GG normally prioritizes here.
Yeah, with Li Ming and Tychus, that's enough pokes to that Immortal when you can't actually do auto attack damage because you are kind of disengaged from the positioning off of the opponent. And ETC, of course, can help on that power slide, get some hard CCs.
His Rockstar passive does really well with auto attackers like Tychus, and generally everybody nearby. Even Li Ming's puny little auto attacks that basically don't do damage will get that bonus. Tyrael being hovered here. This feels like they're trying to draft against Tempest here, but Tempest likes to draft this way.
Exactly. I got the exact same feeling as you did just now. I think they're just hovering. Maybe they are actually going to ban Tyrael here. And GG, they can ban out something else like even Varian or...
I think you ban Sergeant Hammer here, right? Because, like, well, Varian is a strong ban too. That kind of locks away what it kind of limits what tanks they have. But, oh, they're going to take Zeratul away. That's not totally shocking, but this allows L5 to play Hammer. SC really likes playing Hammer. It gives them damage, consistency in terms of the race. Does it win them the race? No, and L5 might just simply avoid the race entirely and try to go towards that invade, that aggressive style. That's where the Variant's going to come in. But I think banning Sergeant Hammer would force that. This leaves the option. Banning the Zeratul hurts the invade style composition because L5 is going to look for that backdoor Zeratul to get some pressure onto the back line, onto Li Ming, onto the Tychus. But GG is locking up the damage right now, locking it up tight. And even though Gul'dan is not the greatest hero, he might make it through, potentially with Sergeant Hammer. It would really strengthen every one Immortal for L5 if they go that route. Tassadar into the Muradin. What is he going to pair with?
With Greymane.
Think so, man. That's like the only option of damage left.
Yeah, I think so. Especially on this map, when Vala is already taken out, I think GG should realize that it's highly likely going to be with Greymane Tassadar.
Hooligan has that awkward smile. Is clearly not happy with the situation, as perhaps they didn't really consider this line of thinking. Muradin can do so much to delay, while Greymane just turns it on. It's going to be hard to win a race if Greymane is the choice, which may inevitably be here for L5.
But gladly, GG does have Tychus, who's just a tank buster. So Muradin will have to be careful on that minigun. And GG really taking the last moments to choose carefully on that last bit of support.
Oh, wow. I was going to say we might see Thrall Karazim. Did not expect the Artie Artanis. Not a good win rate on this hero so far.
Oh, we saw from the highlight, very good on Artanis.
He did have...
It is actually Tracer.
Tracer. We don't see this in Korea as often as we see it in the West.
This seems like MVP Black to me almost.
But the problem with TAS Tracer is you only have one source of medium range damage. If GG just kind of floats around the map, they have so much more range, they have so much more poke. L5 is going to have to dominate every single Immortal. With only Tassar, it's not, or excuse me, with only Tracer, it's not going to be easy. Well, they had a tough time in the early game. They won game number 1. Can Good Game tie it up, be the second team to take a game off of L5? We're going to find out right now on Battlefield of Eternity. In blue, SC on Tracer, Nitrogen on Tassadar, Jungha on Ragnaros, Noblesse on Muradin, and Swoi on Malfi. Malfer.
In red, GG BDG on Tychus, Jaehyun on Karazim, Good on Artanis, Hooligan on ETC, and Wujay on Liming.
Well, see if this Artanis works out. We've seen Artanis on this map quite a few times. We even saw it back in the Spring Championship. Cloud9 ran it on this map with the Tassadar, and Abathur was disastrous results against, I believe, TNL at the time. But this reminds me of that.
But that was before the Dash Prism combo.
Yeah, that was when Artanis was quite weak and undertuned. He's now very much a viable hero in terms of competitive play. I just feel like there are better options. I'll talk more about this later, but he's used realistically right now in NA, sometimes in EU, and now 7 times in Korea. Not a single win yet. He gets the kill.
And a solo kill on Rag against Artanis, and he instantly noticed the rotations coming up there, so he's going to go back safely on the other side.
Too bad we didn't really get to see entirely how that happened, but I'm pretty sure it was a good outplay there. And that's going to be pretty helpful for them. We see ETC go up and kind of be a spot checker here, be the placeholder for both of these top laners, as Tassadar was doing as well, to make sure they don't miss any EXP. So in terms of these compositions, Tracer is normally used in Korea in pair with Brightwing or Tassadar for ganks. You see the Brightwing teleport in, you see the Pulse Bomb go down. So SC is farming that first Pulse Bomb, he already has it. Who's he going to gank, though? He's going to try to fight here with Noblesse coming in, but he has to recall immediately. And this is not a good trade. And Tracer has a lot of consistency of damage, but there's no AP damage here. She doesn't have a lot of range. She's going to have to be in the front lines. If she gets swapped or stunned with Power Slide,
that was so close, and does get taken out with Jaehyun at the last moment. Good does a pretty good switch, but no, not really much of a follow-up. When Noblesse is already gone, they can just go for the race. Did I just cut you off?
No, I mean, just I finished my thought there. You called out that kill, 2 kills to 0 for GG. We didn't see the beginning of that exchange, but we saw the end of it there. And good game now going to win this race. L5 trying to do what they can as the respawn is live here. Noblesse is coming back, but it's too late to win this Immortal. They're not going to get a kill here. Well, they can finally get Jaehyun, but it's a 1-for-1. Good game struggling to actually retreat here with Noblesse in position, giving slows, but the power slide does lock him down. Hooligan, though, perhaps stayed a bit too long. He will go down. And that's going to be SC coming in here. Good gets the 1 auto attack. Good to Artanis, man. He is just like, no, if I auto attack him one more time and get my passive, I get my shield, and I'm all good. That's why they call me good. He puts his sunglasses on and leans back in the booth while he hearths home.
Seems like he's really on point with those shields. I'm pretty sure that solo kill also came out from Jungha not noticing how much that shield can actually protect him.
He's quite proficient. He's quite skilled. He's very much a connoisseur of the Artanis. We've seen arguably the best Artanis in this tournament out of him, and survives yet again.
I think L5 picked Tracer to harass the backline, especially on Li-Ming, because it's really hard to hit those skill shots on Tracer. A lot of Korean pros said Tracer is a counter to Falstad and Li-Ming, especially because when they miss the skill shot, basically they lose a lot of their burst, and Tracer can just go around to take that kill.
If ETC gets the power slide off, though, Tracer can't recall, and she's stuck there. She can't really dash around and use her mobility. That's what I'm afraid of. Man, good. It's just like, yeah, what's up? I mean, can I guys relieve some of this pressure, please? But also, I'm not going to die. They're going to try to bully me, but I'm doing what I can. Noblesse will rotate back down, so better rotation here by L5. SC has another Pulse Bomb. Not a really good target right now, although Wu Jie did some serious damage there. This is a little skirmish over the neutral camp. Will kind of go back to neutral in its own right, as there's not enough advantage on either side here to win that. Level 7 will be reached for GG in just a moment, only down a talent tier briefly, as we see that Good soak up that top lane EXP. Briefly, Jungha considered rotating down, but he's going to stay. I think L5 really wanted to get these Impalers before the Immortal phase. It just doesn't seem reasonable anymore. It's not going to happen. Yeah,
as you see on screen, that's the exact function that Tracer comes into play here, as you have to harass Li-Ming, the back line, especially on Kerzim and Li-Ming. Tychus is a little bit more tanky, so you may actually get outplayed if you try to go take a kill on Tychus by yourself, but having that shield against the Li-Ming, oh, that was so close. Barely shifted away from that prism.
Okay, the fight is real here. Tracer trying to find an entry point to the back line, has that Tassadar shield, keeping her alive so well, and it's, you know, Call is light. It's going to have the armor when it expires, breaks, so it's really tough to kill her. The CC, though, she's been able to avoid it. I think that's what I'm most worried about with her, but so far she's not being hit by it. Here's the stun onto Hooligan. He's going to go down here. Good. Very low. Should go down here. There's the last auto attack. Finally, they grab him, that slippery Artanis.
Look at the aggro that SCSC is doing. He's going all the way in and the moment that he seems like he's going to be focused, he just pressed that recall, and then he comes back from the back line again and harass. What a nice job by, and also Noblesse just on the front line, body blocking so well.
The kill onto Hooligan meant no lockdown, really, to keep him in place. That's when SC was like, oh, okay, I'll just continue to attack. I don't have mana. I don't have cooldowns. I just lock onto a target, blow them up. He still has Pulse Bomb, by the way. So that's something to be a little bit fearful of. And GG here. They lost this first phase. They're regrouped now. They're down level. SC dodging that power slide again. If no one can ever hit SC and power slide him, then this is going to be a problem. And this is something that Good Game is trying so desperately to hit, but SC is just too dodgy. Yep, I'm not calling him a dodgy fellow. I mean, he's just dodging these power slides. Like, he's always in just the right amount of position to do damage, but not get caught.
Yep, that's going to make it harder for GG to actually catch that QE combo. It'll either be Because catching Tracer with that combo used to be just useless or noblesse. It has to be either, yes, that's a good try, but not really completed as Malfurion just juked away. Hooligan caught in the front line, taking a lot of damage and gone.
Two things, man. These roots are really good, and no one can lock SC down. He's going to get away again here. Jaehyun is trying to dash through. I think his recall's on cooldown, so maybe Jaehyun finally gets him and gets away. Finally. But he has just been such a nuisance. And L5 will win the Immortal, nearly full shields, almost level 10. Actually, as I say that, they do get 10. What are you going to do? A good game is just having trouble dealing with SC right now. We're most used to Kyocha playing Tracer in Korea, but SC is showing us he is also just as capable.
Yep, they're showing their experience against the L5, which they can also use now. Apparently Nitrogen on Tassadar and SC on that Tracer, just harassing and taking all that aggro in the front line, along with Noblesse. Incredible plays. And GG not having that hard CC, really, not having that variant into draft, I think that cost him very big. And picking Li Ming in the higher ups in the draft and not hitting those skill shots too well. Of course, racing for the Immortal is helping a little bit, but because of the Tracer on the back line from SCSC, Li Ming's having a hard time.
Good's trying to split soak for 10 right now during all of this. This Immortal will go down. They're not going to get a keep before 9 minutes, but Good comes home, not in time to save ETC. Huge silence comes off. There's the Pulse Bomb. Goodbye. Down goes Jaehyun. And actually, they will get a keep with these picks. Going to get another pick with Woo-Jae. Are we going to see a 9-minute game? Historically, this map has been, in this tournament, the longest map in HGC Korea, but not today. L5 is just going to go straight for the core here. They have Molten Core, speaking of cores. Backing off now, though. It looks like they're not quite able to do it, at least for the time being here. You know, you talked about the fact that they didn't have... Ooh, that palm misses too. You talked about the fact that they didn't have Varian to lock down with the taunt on the Tracer. But even with Varian, they wouldn't have had taunt until this point because they've been so behind. And I can't even really put the blame onto Hooligans, ETC. I can't put the blame onto Woo-Jae. I have to just give credit where credit is due on the side of SC.
That is true. I think L5 really hit the weak point of GG's draft at the last point. We honestly thought Greymane was going to come out because that is one of his most popular maps. And having a Tracer on L5, looks like this is another way that they have evolved into, like they were monsters before, now they are like a hawk that really can't be destroyed.
Just showing another layer of depth. We'll never know what the inside of the L5 onion looks like, man. There's just layers and layers and layers. And when I looked at this draft, I thought to myself, they've got some damage, they've got Molten Core, they've got Jungha's up on the front lines, can do some supplementary damage. I just never thought SC would be able to make this work so well. It breaks the rules of everything we kind of know. So Furic Smash going to go on to Hooligan here. Parting Gift almost getting the kill. Another missed palm here by Jaehyun. Ice Bug forced to be used on Swoi, though. Looks like he may go down. This is going to get trapped in here. No way out. Good trap there by Good Game, getting that reset. Two of them now as Jungha goes down. SC is still alive, though. And Good forced to retreat. Noblesse narrowly gets away, too. They're making this solo DPS Tracer work, though, and it's a sight to behold. We've seen it before. It's not like this is the first time anyone's ever gone solo range DPS Tracer, but pretty exciting. And GG finally gets their first foothold in this game.
Yeah, of course, losing Ragnaros from the beginning of the fight cost them big, and Tracer consistently harassing, but not enough damage without Ragnaros. We saw that in the fight just now. I didn't exactly see how Ragnaros was taken out, but great job. But and GG, ETC picking Mosh Pit against so many CCs on the L5.
They're just desperate. It's a weak map for stage dive, but what are you really going to do against this? Who are you trying to catch with a stage dive? I know it's not going to be a super powerful Mosh Pit situation, but I can kind of relate to how Hooligan's feeling right now in this series of frustrating events that have happened to him. Is he's just like, I'm trying to get her, guys. I swear I'm trying, but I just can't catch the guy. The bottom pressure is so strong right now that they are forced to, even though they got those kills, they got those picks earlier, forced to deal with that. While we see Goods trying to soak top to hit 13. And L5, despite being down at the start of this Immortal phase on Heroes, is completely dominating it, almost going to have a fully shielded Immortal. We'll see if GG now with 13 could say something about that.
Try to defend, trying to harass a little bit, and Hooligan was the one that was always focused in the front line, rooted and smashed and just blown up without really doing much. And his power slides were also like cancelled from Stormbolt coming out from Noblesse. Let's see if Hooligan can actually bring this around as he tried to focus on Tassadar. Great focusing, but just shifts away at the moment.
We see this root come down onto Good, but he does get out of it right away. Gets stunned by the Immortal, and that's kind of a problem here. Trying to catch SC, Sulfuris will catch him though. And SC, left to his own devices, is just out of control. Mosh Pit here attempted by Hooligan, does get interrupted. And this is a sad, sad story for the side of GG. Is you can just see the desperation, you can feel it. BG palmed, perfect ignore. Okay, finally does proc that, but look how long they ignored it. This fight is one-sided, and L5 is just going to take this full shield Immortal, and they are going to walk across the finish line with this one, it feels.
Yep, if they actually want to do it, they can. They still need to go through the fort and the keep, the full health wall also in the middle. But
they're going to have 16.
Yep.
And G-Clef, I mean, I'm getting a little bit too hyped perhaps about this Tracer play, but just Hooligan is trying his best. It's not as if he's making many mistakes, it's just that SC is playing so godlike.
Also the focusing from L5 on that Stormbolt and connecting with Smash every single time, just blowing up ETC. I think that's the key. Having Artanis does give them more damage, but not enough tank in the front line. And Good trying to switch and does get Malfurion, but not much of a follow-up. Power Slide does connect. Swoi stalling time in the front line, not really falling down at the moment. Swoi very low, almost taken out, but Smash actually turns around the things and Palm himself on the Kerosene. But this Immortal is pushing, is gonna go for the core. Now L5 on a roll, even Molten Core popped. This gonna be a game going to L5 for sure.
That is it. That's all there is to write about it. 20 kills to 7, 4 structures to 0. A perfect game, nearly, in terms of structures here. And L5 just dominated it start to finish. I was skeptical, as I had never seen the solo SC Tracer. I had never seen it before. I thought, okay, they've got ETC. They don't have the variant locked out, but they got ETC. This is going to be a challenge. This is going to be tough. L5 said, no. 2-time world champions, international contenders, champions of both they've ever played in.